The Joey Swoll situation is absolutely crazy. It's something that's really just unfortunate for him and his fans alike. Real quick, for anyone that may not know who Joey Swoll is, basically he is a gym influencer, but not in the traditional sense. Most gym influencers will record themselves doing workouts, talking about, their routines, all that kind of stuff, but not Joey. What Joey does instead is that he tries to promote positive gym environments. He has always had the firm belief that anyone should be able to go to the gym, do what they want to do, and feel confident doing so. His videos are largely calling out other people for creating very toxic environments in the gym. Maybe it's somebody that's recording themselves doing a workout and someone just unknowingly walks in front of the camera, and that person who's being recorded just gets all upset because someone walked in front of their camera. He constantly calls out stupid people like that, and he always finishes off his videos saying that they need to do better. And he's built up a massive following doing so. On top of that, he's actually been able to get a lot of those people banned from their gyms just for being jerks. And up until this point, Joey Swoll has had nothing but positive reception from fans and non-fans alike. Nobody had anything bad to say about him because all he does is calls it like he sees it and calls out bad jerk behavior when he sees it. And at least in my opinion, he's always done so in a very honest and earnest way. But over this last week, unfortunately, things have really shifted for Joey. So last week, as most of us probably know, pro wrestling legend Hulk Hogan passed away. And for Joey, when it comes to fitness specifically, Hulk Hogan was a big influence on him. Hulk Hogan was the reason that he started working out the way that he did. So in tribute to Hulk Hogan, Joey Swoll basically posted a video of an old Halloween costume that he had, and he was working out in the gym in basically a full-blown Hulk Hogan costume. Joey mentions in the post that Hulk Hogan was his inspiration to start working out, and he even mentions here that Hulk Hogan actually personally sent him this costume for Halloween. And on its face, there's really nothing wrong with this. I mean, it's just a guy that's, paying tribute to someone that he idolized from a physical perspective and in terms of working out. But Joey's fans were very, very upset with him posting these videos and pictures. And the reason being is pretty straightforward for anyone that knows anything about Hulk Hogan's history outside of the wrestling ring. I'm not really going to go into any detail about it. You can look it up for yourself if you want to see all the stuff that Hulk Hogan has said and done, but basically it centers around a lot of weird behavior and racism. So at this point, the backlash is crazy towards Joey. Everyone's calling him out for this video and those pictures. Then about a day or two later, Joey goes on a TikTok live to address a lot of this backlash, and honestly, it wasn't the greatest response.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. If you're gonna attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well. Okay, the man was nice to me, he made a mistake. I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake in their life. So
yeah, not a very introspective response by any means. In some ways, it actually came off as a little bit defensive. Now, what really rubbed people the wrong way when it came to this specifically was the fact that he used the word colored when, describing some other people that, they should be mad at for, just embracing Hulk Hogan and everything that he stood for, whatever the case may be. The approach of, oh, you know what, there's nothing wrong that I did. I don't think there's anything wrong with what I did. I mean, honestly, just look in the mirror. I mean, you might have the problem. You must have the problem if you have something wrong with what I did. Again, really just not a great initial response to everything that was getting thrown at him up to that point. But the next day, Joey ends up dropping another video talking about the entire situation, how he's felt about it, how he's thought about it.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term. A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human, I am still growing, I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place. And once again, to everybody, I apologize.
Now, in my personal opinion, this was actually a great response to how he had acted previously and just for the entire situation as a whole. I felt like he was very honest, he was very vulnerable, and he was very introspective about how he was reacting to the situation initially. He admits that it was wrong. I mean, if you tried putting your feet in this guy's shoes for just a second, like all he was trying to do was pay tribute to someone that he looked up to in a physical perspective, just trying to like work out and look like Hulk Hogan. And then it turns into this thing that he wasn't completely aware of. So he initially got a little bit defensive, which is a very normal thing. I think a lot of us would have probably felt the same way. So he apologizes, and I think it was a very, very good apology. Unfortunately, others don't really view it that way. Because it being the internet, there are plenty of people out there that are very skeptical, thinking that this is just, him backpedaling, or this is just a big PR stunt so he could like save face. And then there are other corners of the internet that are saying, why did you delete the videos? You should stand on it. You know what I mean? Stand behind what you felt, how you were like originally trying to put it out. Essentially, it's another classic case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. And that is unfortunately what has led Joey Swoll to these series of tweets that he posted yesterday. The first one saying, all the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. I truly hope all the people I've inspired to do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on my message. But no matter how much good you do, people just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. Thank you for your support. I'm done. Now, that was his first post, but about maybe 8-9 hours later, he ends up posting a follow-up to it saying, a lot of people upset with me calling me weak and a quitter or worse. They're not wrong and I deserve it, but just so we're clear and you can walk a mile in my shoes, they sent messages telling me they know where I live and they were going to unalive me. That's fine. I can handle that. That's not my first time. Then they went after my GF, my business partner, and they found my sister's number and text messaged her. That made me furious and disgusted with people. I lost it, so yeah, maybe I am done with social media or need to take a break and get my head right. But I will say there are so many incredible people being supportive and telling me how much I've helped them to be stronger and keep fighting. Thank you to everyone, even those giving me a kick in the ass, telling me to stop being weak and a quitter. You need to hear it once in a while. I just need to breathe. Now, admittedly, in his first post, I kind of felt like that was a weird way to sort of address everything and to sort of walk away. I wasn't really sure how I felt about it. But now, with this follow-up specifically, it makes so much more sense, and honestly, you can't help but feel for the guy. Saying whatever you want about him is one thing, but going after his family is just crazy. There are some absolutely crazy people out there. And look, like I said before, initially, his initial response to the backlash wasn't great, but I really don't think it warranted all of this, especially because, at least in my opinion, he did respond in a genuine, honest, and introspective way that I think he genuinely felt bad about supporting him in the first place because he wasn't aware of all the stuff that Hulk Hogan has done. And that's essentially where we're at with this entire situation. Obviously, it seems like he's going to be taking a break from social media for a while, which I think is a good thing. But please, by all means, let me know in the comments what you think about this entire situation with Joey Swoll. And until next time, peace.